well-being and happiness, peeling away layers of expectations and self-doubt. We're diving deep into the timeless principles of Stoicism that can reshape how we view ourselves and our place in the world. This journey isn't just about self-improvement, it's about reconnecting with our inherent worth and learning to live in alignment with our core values. If you're ready to unlock the doors to personal freedom, resilience, and fulfillment, you're in the right place. Let's take this journey together and explore how the wisdom of Stoicism can light the way to valuing ourselves like never before. The only thing I ask is that you don't skip any part of this content. If you're here, consider yourself different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception. Now act like one and stay engaged with every part of this message. 7 subtle signs you're probably undervaluing yourself without even knowing it. 1. Settling for less than you deserve. At some point, we've all been guilty of this, whether it's staying in a job that drains our energy, remaining in relationships that don't uplift us, or not pursuing our dreams out of fear. We often settle, compromise, and tell ourselves, "This is as good as it gets." But why do we do this? Is it fear, comfort, or maybe a little bit of both? Stoicism teaches us that our true worth is not defined by external circumstances. Whether we're in a palace or a prison, Stoicism reminds us that what truly defines us is not our situation, but how we respond to it. It's about recognizing that while we may not control every aspect of our lives, we hold the power over how we perceive, judge, and act. When we accept less than we deserve, we're essentially allowing external factors to have more power over us than we do. Stoicism invites us to challenge this and ask, does this situation align with my values? Am I responding in a way that reflects my true worth? If the answer is no, Stoicism empowers us by showing that we can change our perspective, choose our response, and transform our reality. So when you find yourself accepting less than you deserve, remind yourself of this Stoic truth. Your worth is not defined by your job, relationship status, or bank account balance. It's determined by your ability to stay true to your values, act with courage, wisdom, and integrity, no matter what life throws at you. Don't settle for less, not because you feel entitled, but because you recognize your inherent worth. Respond to life's challenges with the strength and resilience that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. When you do, you're not just surviving, you're thriving in the truest Stoic sense. 2. Downplaying your achievements. Stoicism doesn't encourage us to boast or inflate our egos. However, it does urge us to recognize and honor our own efforts and virtues. Acknowledging our achievements isn't about feeding our pride. It's about recognizing the work, discipline, and perseverance it took to reach them. It's about honoring our commitment to our goals and our adherence to our values. In Stoicism, virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance are central. Every achievement, big or small, often comes as a result of exercising these virtues. Whether it took courage to apply for that job, wisdom to overcome obstacles, or discipline to finish that project, it's essential to recognize the virtues behind the success. When we diminish our achievements or attribute them to mere luck, we undervalue the virtues that brought us there. So how can we shift this mindset and start acknowledging our achievements without tipping into arrogance? The Stoic approach is all about balance and honesty. It's about saying, yes, I worked hard for this. Yes, I faced challenges and overcame them. Yes, This achievement reflects my effort and virtues. It's about giving yourself the credit you deserve, not for ego's sake, but for the sake of truth. Take a moment to reflect on a recent achievement of yours, big or small, and think about the virtues you practiced to get there. Maybe it was discipline, courage, or wisdom. Recognize the effort and the character behind your success. This practice isn't about congratulating yourself for the sake of vanity. It's about acknowledging your strengths and character. Embracing this Stoic practice can fundamentally change how we see our accomplishments and ourselves, helping us shift away from false modesty and toward genuine self-appreciation. 3. Prioritizing others' needs over your own. We've all been there, right? Whether it's staying late at work to help a colleague, skipping your morning run to make breakfast for your family, or putting your dreams on hold to support someone else's ambitions, it often feels noble, selfless, even heroic. But here's the catch. Constantly putting others first at the cost of your own well-being can lead to burnout, resentment, and losing touch with yourself. It's like trying to pour from an empty cup. You run out eventually. Stoicism doesn't advocate for detachment or selfishness. In fact, it emphasizes virtue and societal improvement. However, it also stresses the importance of self-care. Why? Because caring for yourself isn't selfish. It's the foundation that allows you to care for others effectively. Stoicism teaches us about the dichotomy of control, understanding what's within our control and what isn't. Our thoughts, beliefs, actions, and yes, self-care are within our power, but the well-being of others, that's not directly within our control. What we can control is how well equipped we are to help, support, and love others, and that starts with taking care of ourselves first. Think about it. When you're well-rested, healthy, and at peace, how much more patient, understanding, and present are you for those around you? How much more can you contribute to their well-being? This isn't just about physical health. It's about building mental and emotional resilience. It's about having the energy to be compassionate, offer wise advice, and be a stable presence for others. To find balance, start by recognizing that self-care isn't a luxury. It's a necessity. It's about making time for what replenishes you, whether that's exercise, meditation, reading, or quiet time alone. It's about setting boundaries and learning to say no when necessary. And it's about doing all this not out of selfishness, but because you want to be the best version of yourself for the people who matter. So, I challenge you, think of one way you can prioritize your well-being this week. Maybe it's committing to a daily walk, carving out time for a hobby, or setting boundaries around your work hours. Whatever it is, remember that this act of self-care is not just for you. It's so you can show up as your best self for others. 4. Struggling to accept compliments. Stoicism teaches us the value of viewing ourselves objectively, acknowledging our strengths, just as openly as we recognize areas for growth. Yet, many of us find it difficult to accept compliments. Why? Often, it's because we focus too much on our imperfections, or are conditioned to believe that accepting praise makes us arrogant. But here's a Stoic insight. Humility isn't about denying our strengths. It's about recognizing them in a grounded, realistic way. It's about seeing ourselves as we truly are, free from ego or insecurity. Stoicism encourages us to understand that acknowledging our strengths doesn't diminish our worth. In fact, accepting compliments graciously is an opportunity for self-awareness and objectivity. It helps us see the virtues we embody and the efforts we've made. When someone praises us, they're often recognizing something genuine in us. Dismissing it robs us of seeing ourselves through another's eyes and understanding the impact we have on the world. So, how do we improve at accepting compliments? It starts with adjusting our mindset. When someone offers praise, view it as a reflection of your virtues and efforts. Instead of deflecting, take a moment to consider the truth in their words. Practice saying thank you, no minimization, no deflection, just genuine gratitude for the recognition of your efforts. Moreover, Stoicism encourages us to use these moments as a chance for reflection. Ask yourself, what did I do to earn this praise? How does it reflect my virtues and efforts? This isn't about feeding your ego. It's about acknowledging the parts of you capable of excellence and impact. 5. Avoiding decision-making. Have you ever faced a decision seemingly simple yet found yourself frozen, unable to decide? This hesitation isn't just indecision. It's often a sign of a deeper issue, a lack of self-trust. It's like standing on the edge of a diving board, knowing you need to jump, but being unable to take that leap. Stoicism provides a beacon of clarity in these moments of indecision. It teaches us that wise decision-making isn't about guaranteeing a perfect outcome, but about grounding our choices in wisdom and reason. Stoicism reminds us that while we can't control the results, we have full control over the process of making decisions. It's about aligning our choices with our values, acting with integrity, and accepting the outcomes as part of life's natural flow. Why do we fear making decisions? Often, it's because we're afraid of choosing wrongly, leading to perceived failure or mistakes. But Stoicism reframes failure as an opportunity for growth. In the Stoic worldview, every outcome is a lesson. There are no real failures, only valuable lessons. This perspective encourages us to trust ourselves and make decisions with courage, knowing that whatever happens will contribute to our growth. So, how do we build this self-trust and strengthen our decision-making? Start by grounding your choices in wisdom and reason. Before making a decision, reflect, does this align with my values? Am I acting with integrity? By making decisions based on your core values, you ensure that your choices are made with the best intentions. Stoicism also teaches the importance of accepting and learning from the outcomes of our decisions. Whether the result matches our expectations or not, it holds valuable insights. This process of reflection and learning builds self-trust, reassuring us that we are capable of navigating the uncertainties of life, making decisions that reflect our values, and growing from every experience. 6. Excessive self-criticism. Stoicism teaches us the art of discernment, especially when it comes to where we focus our mental energy. It reminds us that obsessing over our flaws, endlessly beating ourselves up over every mistake, is like trying to sail a ship while ignoring the wind and tides. We're focusing on the wrong things. The wisdom of Stoicism urges us to recognize that perfection is an illusion, a mirage that we can never truly attain. Instead, the goal is progress, taking continuous, deliberate steps towards becoming better versions of ourselves. But why do we fall into the trap of excessive self-criticism? Often, it's because we're measuring ourselves against impossible standards we wouldn't dream of holding anyone else to. We forget that being human means being imperfect, making mistakes, and most importantly, having the ability to learn and grow from them. Stoicism offers a powerful antidote to this self-imposed tyranny: self-compassion and the pursuit of progress over perfection. From a Stoic point of view, Self-compassion isn't about coddling ourselves or making excuses for our shortcomings. It's about treating ourselves with the same kindness, understanding, and forgiveness that we would offer a close friend. It's about recognizing that setbacks aren't judgments of our character, but part of the human experience. When we stumble, the Stoic response isn't to berate ourselves, but to ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow?" Adopting this mindset requires a shift in how we view our journey. Every effort, every attempt, even those that don't yield the expected results, is still a step forward. Progress, not perfection, becomes our mantra. This doesn't mean we become complacent or indifferent to self-improvement. On the contrary, it means we pursue growth with greater zeal, but with the wisdom to understand that growth is often non-linear, full of challenges, and beautifully imperfect. 7. Constant comparison with others. Why is it so easy to fall into the comparison trap? Part of it is human nature. We instinctively gauge our value and accomplishments by comparing ourselves to those around us. But in today's social media-driven world, this tendency is amplified to an extreme degree. We're constantly bombarded with curated snapshots of others' lives, showcasing only their peaks and never their valleys. This leads us to question the value of our own experiences and achievements. Stoicism provides a powerful antidote to this toxic cycle: self-awareness and gratitude for our own journey. It encourages us to look inward, focusing on our personal growth, virtues, and the progress we've made. Stoicism isn't about becoming isolated or indifferent to others. It's about finding inspiration in their success without letting it diminish our own value or progress. So how do we apply Stoic principles to combat the comparison trap? First, we practice mindfulness, catching ourselves when we start comparing our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. We remind ourselves that social media is a curated gallery, not an accurate reflection of everyday life. Next, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our efforts, attitudes, and virtues. These are the seeds from which our unique journey grows. By nurturing these seeds, we cultivate a personal garden that's rich with significance, independent of external validation or comparison. Finally, gratitude plays a crucial role. By cultivating gratitude for our own experiences, challenges, and achievements, we root ourselves in the present moment and begin to appreciate the richness of our own lives. This doesn't mean we stop striving for improvement, but it empowers us to pursue growth from a place of contentment, not inadequacy. As we navigate life with Stoic wisdom, let us remember that our lives are like blank canvases, ready to be painted with the vibrant hues of virtue, resilience, and joy. We hold the power to shape our own destinies, to sculpt our happiness. While the path may be full of challenges, it is also rich with the potential for growth, fulfillment, and immense joy. You are deserving of happiness, capable of reaching your dreams, and worthy of all the love and success that life has to offer. If this message resonates with you and sparks a sense of curiosity or understanding, I encourage you to watch the suggested video on the screen. It delves even deeper into Stoic practices, offering valuable insights and strategies to live with greater intention and joy. If you found this video meaningful, please like and share it with your friends. Let's spread the wisdom of Stoicism and empower others to recognize their worth and pursue happiness with courage and conviction. Thank you for joining us at Stoic Strength today. Until next time, live boldly, love deeply, and embrace the joy that is your birthright.